No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, come on.
Yo. No.
All right. What's up, Tacoma? My name is Kiara Daniels, and we are here on the Elements podcast. We're highlighting entrepreneurs, creators in the Tacoma area, people that are just doing dope things. And so tonight we have with us Korbett Mosesly, the great Korbett Mosesly. I'm excited to have you, right?
Thank you.
And what are we going to be highlighting tonight? Success factors.
Yeah, we're excited about it. And it's good to be here. I'm glad that you guys are doing this podcast. I think that it's needed in Tacoma. It's needed in Pierce County.
Yes.
And we have a lot of talent here. So I'm glad to be one of the first on the show.
So we have today. You brought with us the game, right? We're gonna look at that a little bit
and the crew,
later
too. So Kaisean and Andre are here.
Okay, how old are they?
So Kaisean's 18, he's at Wilson, and Andre is 15, and he's at Wilson.
Got it. So they helped you create this thing.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we're going to make sure that we bring them in a little bit because I want to definitely hear from them because I know they're the brains behind this. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, all throughout producing this game, and I know you have questions and stuff too, but every step of it, they've been involved in vetting the questions and vetting the ideas and coming up with things. So it's really a family effort that we're really proud of. So it's fun to go from someone that was dropping out of school, that was getting in trouble, to now having a master's degree, to being pretty successful. A master's degree from Evergreen State College in public administration. Feels good to kind of have made that whole journey.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people that don't. And I think that, so I've always been interested, and maybe this is because of the education with Evergreen, about enter to learn, depart to serve, and how you give back to community and how you set people up for success. And so a part of the lessons that I've experienced in life and some of the best practices in the industry around financial stability and just kind of setting life goals, I've really tried to kind of bring the best out of what I've learned over the last 15 or 20 years into this game.
Wow.
So, and there's a lot in it. It's packed. It's at one term that I'd love to use is democratizing data.
Whoa.
So
give me a little bit about that. Really break it down for me.
For example, the career cards in the game, they all have a realistic budget. They all let you know what the job growth is in the region, and they have a QR code on them that you can use your phone and link to find out what the skills that are needed, what education is needed, what the average wages in your region are across the country. So anybody getting this game in Tacoma or Atlanta or New York can still use the information and kind of getting access to more information about careers that they choose. And that's a part of the game. The other one is
that's social. Really dope. Wait a second. So let me see. So there's a QR code on there, and for let me see this one. So first of all, in the beginning of the game, which I think this is really interesting, right? The first question to start the game is, are you going to choose a path of, are you going to go straight into your career, or are you going to choose education? And first of all,
and there were some benefits to that,
right?
Too.
So tell me a little bit about that, and tell me what you chose.
Okay, so the difference is when you aren't going to go to school, you have to pick, you only get one option. It's the first one that you qualify for, and that's your job for the whole game. If you choose to go to school, then you draw 3 cards and you pick the top choice.
Right.
And so you have options. And so the lesson there is if you're going to go right into work, you can go collect money, but your job options are going to be limited, and because you can only pick ones that don't require a degree. So that's what kind of makes it a little bit complicated. But when you see the boys play the kinds of Xbox games that require a whole bunch of mapping different worlds and I think kids can pick up this kind of stuff and the lessons and the strategies within games. And what I love about it is the conversations that happen. So I don't think, I think you're more likely to win the game if you go for some kind of degree, but you can still win the game if you don't. So, but it comes down to options and choices.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so one of the other cards in the game is the curveballs.
Right.
So it's right. It's unexpected things that could happen to you, and that happen to everybody. So even if you went to college, or if you didn't go to college, or you went straight into your career, you got to deal with the curveballs. And so this is just one of them. It says your home is damaged in a fire. Roll the dice. If you roll a double, you do not have insurance. Pay $20,000. So whoever you are, if you didn't choose to invest in insurance, or basically rolling the dice, then you got to pay that. And so I guess I'm curious, because some of these curveball cards are interesting. Where did you get the inspiration for the curveballs?
I think they're pretty realistic for different situations that happen. But I also used I went back to Prosperity Now has a framework about the life cycle of financial capabilities, and they actually break out like unexpected, expected, and universal things that happen in people's lives.
Right.
And then I kind of built certain situations to kind of line up with that. Because there's a whole bunch of different things that you can expect to retire. You can expect to go to, like there's certain things like buy a home or whatever. And so all of those things come to play in life, and it's just kind of having those conversations. And that's what I like about the game. Being able to talk to the boys and explore those situations so they have at least thought about them. And can kind of mitigate, certain situations and prepare. So that's a part of the game. I use the Prosperity Now. For the career cards, I use the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. And there was a couple other frameworks that I kind of used to kind of create some of the game. But it was also based on, just like 2 weeks ago, it was last month actually, we had a community member that had a significant house fire and lost everything.
Yeah.
And so these are things that happen to people in our community. They're things that we can expect, and if we have a little bit of conversation, not to make it boring, but just to kind of put in some real life things in there,
right.
I think it's healthy.
How do you see this project helping other young artists and creators?
So there was a story that I heard one time from Les Brown, who's a motivational speaker.
Yes.
And I heard it years ago. I know the boys have heard it over and over again, but about Roger Bannister and the 3-minute, barrier.
Okay.
And so if you know the story, so before Roger Bannister, the common knowledge was that nobody could break this barrier of running a mile or something like that.
Okay.
I can't remember if it's 5 miles. I don't remember the exact, but nobody could beat that speed and beat the mark that he set before he beat it. But once he beat it and everybody knew that it was possible, you had high school, you had 20,000 people over the next couple of years, including high school students, that beat that record. So, I think the idea that that you can create something, you can work as a family, you can be innovative. I think there's a whole bunch of innovative pieces with this game, and that you can be successful from Tacoma. And yes. We just have a lot of talent here to really support entrepreneurs and a lot of just really great community support to make big things happen. And this is one of those examples I think that we can make go really, really big. So what I would want other people to see is that you can do it. I think we're going to prove it this year. And even to back up about how we got here, we had started the game, but then with COVID, we had, put it to the side for a little bit, and there was a lot of changes that were going on. And I posted on Facebook, I said, hey, if we finish this game, would you be interested in getting a copy? And a friend of mine, Salong, he was like, bro, I'll send you $100 if you put up a GoFundMe account. I'll put in some money right now. And there was a whole stream of Facebook support, you gotta do it, you gotta finish it, we're behind you. Jamad's I'm trying to sell the game. And so I had a lot of family and friend support that jumped in, and we raised like $2,000 on the GoFundMe page to create the game. And so that's how we were able to kind of practice and put things together. But I think the support is here, the talent is here, there's innovative ideas. And we're actually able to source a lot of the components on the inside from local suppliers too, which is a good thing for other businesses.
Yeah, so you guys are working with, I think I saw this a little bit earlier, so you're working with Print Northwest, and that's a really that's a dope local company. So I need to bring the boys in. Let's do this.
Let's bring the boys in.
So you guys are teaching financial literacy, right? Why do kids your age need to know about that? Like, what do you want? What do you hope for them?
I think it's never too early to learn about like investing and all types of other things, and it's just good to know about real world scenarios that you can use in real life.
Right, and you guys already have used them. I don't know any other kids who have created 2 businesses already. I'm sure you guys are already thinking about what you want to do later on in life and thinking about what other businesses I'm sure you want to start. Yeah. What's one thing that you learned in making the game? Like, what's one thing you learned about financial literacy?
I learned about credit and like what a FICO score was and like income and stuff like that and budgeting.
Your dad told you his FICO score? No, I'm just kidding. What's one thing that I'm sure you actually probably learned something too?
I learned a lot from them because some of the questions are around financial literacy and there's different terms in there. But what I actually learned a lot from the boys and their friends is around their goals. And what things are important to them. I actually kind of feel like that might even be more important than the financial literacy stuff. Like when Samaje was over at the house, or here, when other friends that they have, just kind of like what's important to them and what, it just neat to kind of hear their ideas and what they are focused on. So I think the discussion part is probably the most beneficial for me that I enjoy.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I want to thank, before we get out of here, I want to make sure we thank the Elements of Education. I want to make sure we thank...
Absolutely, yes.
Tacoma Creates. This is powered by them, and I think that's it.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
This is good. This is awesome. Thank you.
All right, you guys have a good night.
All right.